Almost full.
Here you go, I need you to sign the payroll.
Alright.
No payroll.
Payroll.
I'll do
I
yours
tell you what,
first.
she'll start right here and be good. You know, okay now?
Mine was a year ago.
Right, your way to
And the skip what? They did, of course.
They caught me in the barn once, I stuck it there for 2 hours.
I'll take care of yours.
Yeah, it comes over, it's about 12:30.
Already, yeah, pretty much, okay.
It rained some this morning, about 7 o'clock.
I would have done it Saturday, but I just got your report back.
Oh, really? Well, I wondered, because it was, I think, about the end of May or end of March.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, maybe I didn't know something was up, and I thought, well, maybe
Late,
they didn't have nothing in April.
Go right up one lane and go right in.
Tuesday.
Oh, really? 'Cause I thought, well, maybe they just didn't have something going on in April. Maybe they would
See,
have
it
something.
has to be run in the paper.
Yeah.
I thought, well, we can't do nothing till
Get that done,
get
yeah.
that done. I just gave it tonight. I came out there and talked to you one day. I talked to a girl
Oh, yeah.
who was out there, which I'd been out there. I know you took me out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'll,
Snap-on truck by him, they had, we about it.
like I said, Lacey, I don't want to cut her so long.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't know, I thought, well, maybe they just made, you know, going on. That ain't no problem.
And a lot of times you put the date bought it, you know, and within but after 4 years, it was looking, I'd have no more problem with that.
I was trying to see what day he did buy. It was,
Vince, you get you.
They do, they catch that?
yeah, I got it, the first part of April. Oh, man.
You all right? Yes, sir.
You better watch one.
I'll keep an eye on her.
Well, I know.
She's right behind
That make man
you.
sick.
Said I'll keep an eye on her. If she makes any sudden moves,
Ball game,
I'll head for the door, you're on your own.
Our kids' team.
Took a few glasses and you I probably learned something.
Oh, man. My buddy. He's got it.
Oh,
Probably.
while I'm thinking
I don't know,
about
I've
it, we've
never
got a
tasted
meeting.
it.
I hope you don't ever have to.
We might find out live.
We got a meeting.
It's still pretty tiny.
Yeah, we have a big time with them.
Yes, sir.
A joint meeting with budget and finance. Oh, yeah. Gas thing. Talk about going natural gas on vehicles. I've been trying to do some research. It talks a lot of good stuff, but they don't tell no prices what it costs to change it.
I loved it. I turned 17.
Yeah, I think
It's
that.
expensive, but you, when you
He told me
do
he
the
loved me
numbers over a long period, it makes
I
sense.
instantly
It's a big
17
business.
again.
Yeah, I was looking at.
Oh, you really did?
One sad numbers of
That,
fuel rate.
Hey, Paul, how you doing,
Fuel expense, $435,000. And they converted it, and it went to $135,000.
So then that gives you $300,000 a year to pay for your expenses.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's expensive.
That was on the diesel. Yeah, I didn't know you could do diesel. Till today, I got this more research done.
And I think the amazing part is something real clean. I mean, the atmosphere is a big benefit. Oh, yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it was,
The Navy's been doing this for years. A lot of seafaring stuff, industrial, have used it for years. There's even a liquefied natural gas, but it's got to be super cold or something. Now that's a whole different world too.
Natural gas is liquid, isn't it?
No,
It's just a gas.
yeah.
that's what the meeting's about.
It's hard enough when things are up, you know, so.
We ain't got that many, ain't got that many vehicles to convert over. I mean, garbage trucks.
You don't do two different meetings, I don't know if this is one meeting.
But we don't have school buses anymore. Do
They're trying to sell it to them.
we? Well, that's private, that ain't got to do with that.
We just changed pages. We're doing their permit first. That's a shade of all that.
What's the day? What's today's date? Second,
You
okay.
gonna do the minutes and read more meeting? You gonna approve the minutes and read more meeting? Well, I just do that. Once so far, that's fine. Carl, swing no good, man.
Right here.
She's good.
Well, they have
Cattle and stuff. They have a co-op must be feeding them.
There was one night they feed, somebody was feeding them, they got starved to death over here, I think, before you got elected.
They was grilling, Notes was grilling out there one night. He had a little extra grant money left over somewhere.
All right, at 6:30, we're going ahead and bring the, we'll bring the beer board committee to order. We don't have no previous minutes from the last beer board meeting, so we have one application for a transfer to Chris Cope, is that correct? He owns Chris Springs Market, or he has a off-premises beer permit. I've been out there a couple of times and checked with it and everything, and the only thing he had on his record, which he put it on the file, he got in trouble in 2005 for selling to underage, and other than that, everything's come back clean. He kept everything clean, and I think I don't have to explain the rules and regulations to the beer sales. I believe that pretty well. You got first-hand accountants of that.
Yes.
You've been out there, what now, about a year?
5 years. 5 years.
5 years? Okay. Well, I know it was in somebody else's name, that's the reason why.
Yeah. Oh, it's been reopened and that for 5 years. I've been out there running and managing it for the last 5 years. It just hadn't been, because of that. I had to wait 10 years before I could apply after that. And that's one of the reasons.
Oh, okay. That's what I told you. I came out there and talked to you about it.
Yeah.
Twice, never could see, catch you. But, here's the beer permit.
You've been selling it though, running under someone else's.
Yes. That's what I haven't been, but like I said, I've been running the store, but.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions for Mr. Cope? Do I have a motion on the floor to accept his beer permit?
So moved.
Have a motion on the floor and do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, have a motion on the floor and on the second. Like I said, you know the rules and regulations of it. I don't want to see you back in here again, because if I see you back in here again, then these gentlemen here have seen you sometime. And,
But in the last the last 5 years since been there, we've got 2 checks and we got 2 letters from the sheriff's department saying they've come in to try to buy and they've been denied, so we'll bring those. I do have 2 in the past 3 years. I think it's been within the last 3 years. They have tried it.
Just make sure you check everybody.
all right, no more questions on it? Had a motion and a second? Okay. All agree as we pass this on to Lisa so he can get his permit in his name, say aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
We have 4 ayes and 1
Abstain.
abstain. Congratulations.
We're good.
Like I said, I don't want to see you anymore.
Sounds good to me.
All right. I have a motion to, do I have a motion on the floor to suspend the beer board?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, a motion on the floor, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, have a second. Have a motion and a second on the floor, all agree to suspend the,
Give me a minute. I can't write that fast. Aye.
all agree to say aye?
Aye.
All right, board is in. Now, 6:33, bring the safety committee to order. Do I have a A motion to suspend the reading from the last minutes.
And approval.
Make a motion, we suspend the reading and approve them as written.
Have a motion on the floor, have a second.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, all agree and say aye.
Aye.
All like sign? All right, we got this part. Let's get here. You want to go ahead and present yours, Jackie? Mr. Matheny?
We can do that, Mr. Boyd. There's 5 copies. What's up, brother?
Hey, Jackie, doing okay, sir?
How you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. Here, I'll pass it right here.
Has anything changed since when you talked the other day? You had worked on it.
No, that's,
You said it was a lot of things that you'd asked for, and I'm seeing it down there, it was gonna be zero, well, the same amount was last year. Still got an opening for a medical person out there?
no, not right this minute.
Okay, I was thinking I'd do for a part-time or something.
We did, we've hired a few because they can't all work all the time, so we hired about 4 people, but they're only gonna work just X amount of hours, so.
I know that's what we had discussed.
Filling in for each other.
On your correctional officer, Jackie, is that where you're planning on adding what they're recommending we add as far as officers at the jail? Is that what that is?
You're talking about
Line 160?
if they, hang on just a minute.
No, that can't be it because it ain't
That's
enough
not
money.
it. I put it on the very back page on our wish list.
What's line 160?
You put in for 12.
In the jail side or the sheriff's side?
That's correctional
That's
officers
for
raises.
presently, and just asking for raises for them.
That amount for the raises, how many officers does that involve?
I'd have to count them up.
That helps a
I've got
little bit
a
though. I
list.
mean, if it's 2 people, it's a heck of a raise. If it's 10 people, it's not so much, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's $1,200 a piece if you got something
Okay.
to.
Jack always
I'm
tried,
sorry, I've got it all wrote down.
Jack always tried to put in $100 per month, and we've done it for the last few years.
That's
There's 8 at 30, at 4 shifts, right? 8 people at 4 shifts, so it'll be 32.
well, see, that's EverGuard. That's transportation guard. That's we have one that works in court.
That 8 people,
Road crew guy. So there's more.
more than but there is 8 on a shift,
It's
right?
about it's right around 40 people. I can get you a list of that if you want it.
Is that 20,000 on the upcharge on vehicles just because vehicles are going up? Or-
Vehicles are going up.
I mean, it's not adding up, would it?
And
Just building costs for the cost of them will keep going.
They have one right now that we bought them last time that they hadn't got to equip because they've run out of money on it. They, correct me if I'm wrong, Tommy, the grant that y'all was supposed to got, or you did get, it wasn't as big as what it should have been.
Well, that, and also our budget that you see there from this last year, we only got the 125. We were getting 135, that's what it took. We'd upped it to 135, but I talked to Herschel, and he said that was just an oversight, I think, of, you know, they thought we didn't spend that extra $10,000 if we did, or any of it. But, so we got one car sitting there that we didn't have the money to equip from last year.
On the raises, did you go by a certain percent or just
about $1,200.
1,200 each? Is that what you're looking at?
Yes, sir.
I don't mean to keep jump back and forth, but it costs about 10 grand to equip a vehicle.
No, actually, it costs a lot more than that.
Does it?
Yes. A lot of our equipment comes from grants, luckily. If we didn't have grant money, it would cost us, counting the price of new vehicles, about $170,000 it costs to equip 4 vehicles.
Let me ask you this, and I don't know the cost, and I'm just asking to curiosity for one thing, but cameras and stuff like that, is that in that package as well?
No, what we're talking about, the price of the new cars, all that's getting us is the cage, lights, just the basic stuff, and a radio in the car, and that's all. Our cameras, radars, all that sort of thing comes where we can only buy that out of the grant so far.
Okay.
We don't know if we'll get a grant this year or how much it'll be. Last time, was it this year or year before they cut it?
This past year, they cut our grant in half, which I was only able to equip 2 cars out of 4. So we have, we never know from year to year what they're gonna give us.
He asked about those cameras that we had talked about at the jail and stuff about the cameras on the officers.
Body cams.
Have you put that in this time or no? But we talked about it after all the stuff had come up to where you could have.
No, that'd be good.
Something we need to look at in the future probably to cover the sheriff's department or liability.
Usually yes.
So as far as the raises, we go through this every year, we can't approve raises, we just have to,
Yes.
it's a hope and prayer when we send it in.
What would you look at that?
Tommy, have you done on your fuel this year? I know fuel's down,
We've done very well here.
but that don't mean it's staying. I know it's starting to creep back up.
It is, yes,
There's
sir.
nothing. Okay, he's got nothing over here.
Am I overlooking at Jackie, or do we have the SRO officers in here?
Is the SROs included?
Yes.
Sir, in the deputy's pay.
Okay.
Did we sign that grant on this? I know we discussed it with school system reimbursement thing.
If that's the case, I'm not aware of it. It would have, of course, when I think it's quarterly, they get reimbursed from the school system.
Yeah.
So if they're getting any grant monies from that, I'm not sure. I know it was applied for.
I couldn't remember because we had talked about when we hired them,
Yes, sir.
for this amount of time, what we're gonna do after that.
Let's see, they actually explained it. Food.
I know what, food, 415,000? Wow, it just seems, of course, you're feeding, what, 200 people?
Yeah, 300.
300?
303 today, but we've averaged 307.
So those days I was out there, we had 301, ended up 311 before I left.
Take home, you did that.
3 meals a day,
It's,
that's a lot of meals.
We're up about 40, right at 40 people. Yeah, exactly 40.
It's a hell of a dollar every more day.
I know it.
Maybe 365 days a year.
What is it, $3? We talked about it, costing per prisoner.
It's close to $4 a day to feed them.
I couldn't remember if it was 3 or 4, I mean, it was we talked about it.
$4 a day to feed a person, pretty reasonable though.
Oh, they got it right.
If you wasn't under the circumstances if we hadn't feed so many.
I don't see nothing that we shouldn't send it on, except for the raises and the proposals that'll have to be decided by the Budget and Finance anyway. So I so move we forward the Budget and Finance as written, excluding the raises and operation proposals that we ain't really got any control over anyway.
All right, I have a motion on the floor to approve Jackie's budget and send it on to Budget and Finance.
I'll second.
And a second on the floor, minus the raises.
Does that include the drug fund budget too that's in there?
Yeah, it should include everything.
Basically,
Same thing.
yeah, last year.
Yeah, it includes it all.
On the wish list, this on the wish list, being on that other committee and stuff, I think probably 8. I know you asked for more than you're even hoping for, but 8 would probably be more realistic on that.
Or you know, additional full-time.
Yeah. But they're gonna reduce it some anyway, but we do need 8. Without a doubt.
All right, have a motion on the floor and a second. All agree to pass the sheriff's budget to Budget and Finance, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, lifetime? Thanks, sir. Be careful with Buckeye. See?
Yeah.
See you, Tom.
All right, let's see.
I wish you hadn't put that on the wish list, just put it in there.
I told you to put it in the budget.
Yeah, on 8 deputies instead on the wish list, because it probably ain't gonna go through on the wish list.
Yeah, I had. All right, EMA. And we have Mr. Cunningham here, and we met with FEMA. Is that right? Or FEMA?
Oh, the guy was from Tama, he was down, he happened to be down there when you came.
Yeah, well, I mean, we talked about some stuff that was,
Yeah.
we didn't realize about going on. So, go ahead and bring your budget forward.
It's basically the same as it was last year, except, it's $500 less. I moved, $500 from fuel up to other contracted services. We're gonna have to get a generator contract out here, take care of the generator outside the building. And I took $500 off office supplies. So we're basically like $500 less than it was last year.
And explain to, I don't know if all the committee knows about what the guy said about spending the money.
Okay. We get $22,300 from the Emergency Management Program grant from the state. So basically, they put in $22,300 of the budget for allowable expenses like salaries, day-to-day services, stuff like that. So really, they'll match, we have to match their money up that. But it's, we get $22,300 from the state. That's, would be taken off that budget. If it, you know.
And it has to be spent.
It has to be matchable funds, it can't be spent on certain things. Nearly everything on it is allowable though. You know, your retirement, your wages, your communications, dues and memberships, maintenance and repair vehicles, fuel, supplies, it's nearly all allowable, but they will match up to $22,300.
So that's about a third of this budget.
Basically, yeah.
So if we approve this amount and they do the 22,000, does it stay in the general fund with the county or?
Yeah, if we don't spend it, yeah.
Motion to approve is written.
Second.
Have a motion and a second on the floor to approve the EMA budget. Any discussion?
Would you say the figure was 22,300?
It's, yeah, 22,300.
All agreeance on passing EMA's budget to Budget Finance? No lifetimes? There is none. We'll send it on to Budget Finance.
Appreciate it. Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, let's see.
Who's second that?
Carl. Mr. Bowden.
Just call.
All right. Mr. Tracy.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready to explain all this we talked about the other day?
Sure, sure. Why you give me money?
I told him he was last.
Yeah,
He said that's probably good.
I know the top page is just our request. And I know our budget doesn't technically go through the commission, but I thought you'd like to see what it looked like. So I brought a kind of a summary copy of that as well.
You got another call? Thank you. I'll just pass them on.
The amount of our allocations request hasn't changed. I believe this is our third year at that same level, and it's $145,000. And per our agreement with our, what's called our interlocal agreement, which was signed back in 2003, the money that you provide us, the $145, and the city, that money goes, what you pay us to dispatch emergency services in the county. A lot more things that go into that, but the long and the short of it is that. As long as we can hold it at 145, we'll hold it at 145. I think we're good for a couple more years at that level. City and county governments providing allocations to 911 centers is not unique just to Warren County. That's the way the setup is all across the state. The average per person, if you look at what a city or county provides to a 911 center per person, is about $10. That would be pretty much the average statewide. So we're a little under that here, which is the right side of it, I think. We're about, if my math is right, about $8. So we're still running a little bit below the average contribution to 911.
And we get a percentage off the money that we pay, like on our cell phone, the house phone, we get a percentage of that we pay on that.
911's kind of an interesting animal in that the way the state views it, it's split up in really two different components. One being the call taking part, providing the equipment and the ability to answer a 911 call. And then there's the dispatching part. We just happen to be rolled all under one roof, which I would like to think is the efficient way to do it. And so yes, there's at the top of our budget, the 673 is what we get from the state via collections off of your phone bill. Recently, legislation was passed. If you look at your phone bill, it's $1.16. That's across the board. That's for cell phones and that's for landlines. That's in the hands of the legislature. So it needs to go up. Arguably, it needs to go up. Alabama's at $1.87. So
That's the percent. Well, I think my bill, it's $5 on a business.
that's changed. Shouldn't be. Used to be it was $3 per line on a business, and then $1.50. And it used to be $1 for cell phones. And now it's across the board $1.16. So
Look at my phone bill.
you might want to check that. Who do you have it with?
Been long. I hadn't looked at it in a long time, but
It is per pathway. So if you have multiple extensions, so you have business,
I got it on 3 different lines.
that's probably why.
But it's, they charge so much each line, but I don't remember it being that cheap. It used to be like, I swore it was $5.
They, with this legislation passed.
They charge the fax line and then they charge the...
Yeah, every line. Every way you can call 911 gets charged.
Yeah.
Used to, Ben Lomond would collect that check would come straight to us. That doesn't happen anymore. Now it goes up through the state and it gets routed back to us based on our population.
Every 3 months, ain't it?
Every 2 months. Every other month. One quick thing and then I'll be quiet. We have been working on legislation to try to help the situations across the state. One of the things that we were successful with, we have a group of 911 centers got together and had some legislation drawn up. Had 3 sponsors, and that was that the Department of Revenue will now collect from the phone companies, because we had some phone companies that were remitting property. Ben Lomond remits property. They collect property, they remit property. But we have other phone companies that don't do that. It was based on an honor system. So we may see a slight uptick in our collections statewide because of that. But that's a step in the right direction. It also gives us a basis to, if we need to increase that $1.16 somewhere down the road, statewide, not just for us, but statewide, then the legislature's got some good numbers from Department of Revenue. And if you hand them numbers from Department of Revenue, they pretty much take that at face value. For now, we're good though.
I have to commend our 911. There's 93 across the state.
Well, there are a couple that have the city district, so there are 100.
Okay. So we covered this the other night. And there is a lot of them that are upside down. They're not, well, they're struggling to stay above float, and we're pretty good shape. Able to take care of that.
I think, and that's true. 911 is a real, we have a lot of capital assets. We pay depreciation unlike other governmental agencies. We have to account for depreciation on all the equipment. So that throws in some money that ordinarily we wouldn't have to worry about, but that's required by the state. So we've managed to stay out of financial trouble, just trying to run things lean and keeping an eye on the money. So.
Good job.
All right, I have a motion to accept 911.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion, to have a second.
Second.
Any questions? All agree, say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign.
Any of you who wish to come out and take a tour, please do. Love to have you.
Yeah, I think somebody's been out there, they need to go look at it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. Mr. Preston, you're in the hot seat now.
Where do you want to start at?
Well, let's go ahead and do the remount bid and let you explain what we had talked about to, out there, the best option that we feel would be best to go, and then see what the committee says about it.
So this is kind of a summary bids. Kind of the way we spec'd it out, the first bid with the truck is just a two-wheel drive chassis truck. And then the four-wheel drive, and then we done it with a cot. And then we done a total, we done the cot and the four-wheel drive. With the cot, it pretty much puts it, every truck puts us over the $110,000 by adding the stretcher to it. And I talked with Teddy and I told him, I said, you know, since we was give the $110,000 versus having to go back and ask for more money and being frowned on, was dropping the stretcher and just doing the remount on the four-wheel drive chassis, and then trying to buy a cot, you know, another way later.
The cot, that we had one on lean, I guess it was borrowed for demo. That out there, and that's what brought on the conversation about dropping the cot on this one.
The stretcher is $16,000. I think it was roughly a little over $16,000. Some places priced it at like $14,000. Straight from Stryker, that's the only place you can buy the stretcher. Their price is like $16,400. And they said, so if they're selling it to you less than that, then they're eating part of the cost. For us to order one, $16,400 is what they sell them for. He's got a demo that was used in Van Buren County for a week. And I talked to Twana, and she said that they used it on like 3 or 4 patients. And he brought it here for a week, and we looked at it, but we couldn't use it in our truck because it wouldn't work with the power load. It didn't have the conversion kit on it. And whenever he came to pick it up, he took it to Grundy County, and they kept it for a week. And that's the only time the stretcher's been used, was Van Buren for a week, and then it went to Grundy County for a week. And he came by the office the other day, and he had went to Grundy and picked it back up. And he offered to sell it to us for $12,400 as a demo, which will be $4,000 cheaper than a new one. And it's been used for 2 weeks. So he gave me a price quote, put it on paper, sent it to me by email, and he said he would give us a few weeks to decide what we wanted to do, and he would hold it for us until then.
Well, Preston, you said it wouldn't work in our truck. Why would
But
it?
would it
What
work
it
in
is,
this new one
it's
or
the
no?
power cot,
Okay.
and the load system has to have a different set of handles on it. We have a set of handles that's at the station, because whenever we got that grant, it was for eight load systems. With the load system, you got the conversion handles for the stretchers, which we only have the 7 stretchers. So we've got an extra set of handles, they just have to be swapped out.
So it's compatible?
Yeah, yeah, it's the same thing we've got. It's just got the, instead of having the rails, like what's on the ones we've got, it's got the wings, and it's got the bigger mattress and stuff on it.
You're talking about putting this 12.4 cot with this chassis, this new one though?
No, I didn't do it that way.
We'd have to buy it separate.
We would have to buy it separate because it comes, you know, I mean, we would have to buy it through Stryker.
Okay. But you can save $4,000 on it.
We can save $4,000.
It's going to be
by doing it
essentially
that
the
way.
same thing.
Still have the same warranty on it as the rest of it.
It does have full warranty?
Yes, full warranty.
Have you got the money somewhere else to
We'd
get
have to
it?
shuffle 1,000 somewhere from something.
We do. I mean, we could move money in the budget we've got right now.
We got the bids back, and Peachtree has got, if we decided to take the
Peachtree.
$98,000 bid, they have, the last we checked, 4 on the lot right now, and said they could have us another ambulance here in 100 days.
100 days from
The
contract.
day we make the order. They have 4 on the lot because they build 150
150.
a year.
They've already got the chassis there?
Yep.
The Dodge 4-wheel drive chassis?
Got
They
4 of them.
work with a Dodge dealer. that-
Yeah, he's got, they do, I called and talked with the guy at Peach State, and I called Select Tech, and I talked with Steve. If you look at the prices under the 4-wheel drive, TaylorMade is the cheapest, where Peach State is actually the cheapest.
Yeah, Peach State's the cheapest on both of
They're
them.
the cheapest out of all of them. Select Tech is the one that we're using to do a lot of our maintenance work. But like I said, they came in higher. I called the guy from Peach State. I talked with him. You notice on delivery it says 90 days after the chassis. And I talked to him on the chassis, and he actually put me on hold, and then he came back and he said, let me call you back in a few minutes. And he called me back about 30 minutes later, and he's got a dealer that they work through, and for commercial fleet vehicles, and he said that he had 4 4-wheel drive Dodge 4500 chassis sitting on the lot, and he said all I have to do is call him back and tell him to put Warren County on one and send it to me, and he said that truck will be at our factory in 5 to 10 days. And then he said your delivery is 90 days from that day.
You have to pay the money up front, I'm assuming, for the chassis? No?
No, in the bid price, it breaks them down, and it's the way the county had everything set up.
We do the chassis, then we do half and half.
It was the way that they bid. I think it was half. You do the half, a check for half up front, and then a half up on.
Usually we do, we buy the chassis, then when they arrive, when they get completed, then they get the other half. So it usually works out.
Where is Peach State at?
Atlanta.
Have you dealt with them before?
I have never dealt with them.
Have we, or y'all?
We have never used them.
Have you?
Any references on it?
Yeah.
Let me find it here. Let me find their bid spec for you.
You're coming on the other side, line of south.
So, Yeah, it sits right on the side of Interstate 75. I called 3 of the references, and I'll just, y'all kind of glance.
Nobody gives you bad references.
Nobody's give me a bad reference on them.
They're not gonna give you nobody that.
They did tell us that something happened to them, correct me if I'm wrong, that they.
I don't know, 3 pages of references. I called a couple of them, and of course, all of them said they were great.
North Carolina.
Oh, they give you a whole bunch of references.
Yeah. This talks about their factory. They did meet the bid specs with no exceptions. They met every spec, everything that we put in the bid specs, they made it.
Teddy just said if we have problems, they're gonna come to us.
He said he would come to us, they would send a technician up here if it was something they could fix here. If they couldn't fix it here, then they would drive it back down there and fix it and bring it back to us.
So we don't have to send it.
Do you know the guy in Cookville that says Putnam County? Did you know him personally?
That's not Tennessee. I thought it was too, and
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. I see now it's in Georgia somewhere. Okay.
Cannon County, they've used them before, and I called down and talked to them. And he told me that he loved their service. He said that they had remounted 2 trucks for them in the last 6-8 years. And he said if it was up to him, he would just send every truck they had to them, whether it was for a new truck or to remount. But he said typically they wind up with somebody being cheaper than they are when they do bids. Heard a little bit. They build new trucks and remounts. Their new trucks they build, they've got like 3 different brands they manufacture. They subcontract for 2 companies and then they build their own new truck. I got a little bit of bad feedback, and I talked a little bit with Teddy about it. Teddy was there one day whenever one guy was kind of putting them down the road, but it was about their new trucks, and it was all stuff about their salesmen. It wasn't anything to do with the quality of their work. They were trashing their salesmen.
He didn't like his personality.
They didn't like the salesman. So I called the guy back from Peach State that is over their remounts, and I talked to him for about 45 minutes. And I told him what I'd been told, and he said that there was 2 sides to their business. He said we sell new trucks and we do remounts. He said I do remounts. I cannot answer for what they do with new trucks. But he said I guarantee you our work. And he went through it and said, you know, they would come up here. He said they didn't cut corners. So I don't know. You know, like I said, we've never used them.
So you're recommending a 4-wheel drive again this time around?
Yep. And he also said if we had also mentioned, or Preston had, that we was looking at buying another one in this year's budget coming up, and he said he would honor this bid in next year's budget.
He said he would honor that same bid for a year.
How old's your 4-wheel drive you got now? How many miles you got on it?
140?
158, I think.
158.
It's a 2014, I think it's got 100.
Which station will this ambulance go to?
We can put it anywhere.
I mean,
theoretically, it would go to Biola.
Morrison.
Morrison. Theoretically, that's where.
That's the number truck
That's the truck it's replacing.
Okay.
Yeah, is the truck that's in Morrison.
Because once you assign that truck, that's where it has to stay, right?
We can move them, but we try to keep the truck number with the station number.
That's right. I knew there was something with that.
Well, yeah, I had asked that before because the one that's coming off over at Northside is getting twice the miles as some of the others are. And I said, why don't you take that ambulance and put it somewhere else part of the time to where your mileage kind of evens out a little bit more? But he said that you had to have the numbers on them registered with the state or something.
Yeah. And I mean, the only thing that would do would be like you would have Medic 3 working at Station 4. And the way we've kind of got it laid out right now is Medic 4 works out of Station 4, Medic 3 works out of Station 3, Medic 2 works out of Station 2. You know.
But is it a big deal if you was to move them around to where one of them wouldn't have to be a 2-year-old truck with 300,000 miles and they got an 8-year-old with less? Or?
We can Right now, John's on shift right now. John can call and tell Station 2 and 3 to swap trucks right now. I mean, it's not gonna affect anything.
Would that help maintenance it or balance it out just a little bit more to keep so many miles on, or it's not gonna help anything?
I don't think it would make a real big difference.
In the long run, you probably won't be able to take it, you won't be able to tell the difference.
I really
Are
don't.
all the trucks balancing about the same miles?
Real close.
And you'll run into a lot of confusion if you go doing that at the dispatch center.
We'll say
It'll blow their
dispatch.
mind. Because if we got to swap a truck out, I'm not
Well,
talking anybody.
right.
Well, they know it. and-
Well, I can see why you get used to it, yeah.
Well, you take Medic 2, the truck we're swapping out, it's got a little over 300,000 miles on it. It was at Morrison. Medic 6 pulled in the parking lot at the same time as Medic 2. We got the two trucks at the same time, went and picked them up on the same day. And Medic 6 right now has got 260 something thousand miles on it, I think. But it doesn't run every day now. It was running on a regular basis, but for the last year, it's just kind of used here and there and as a fill-in. And there's
Got 8 also.
40,000 miles difference.
But your cycle, they would probably get the next new one, wouldn't they? Or not?
The next new one would, it depends on how we do it.
Oh, okay.
The last one went to 4.
Yeah.
This one may go to 2. Then it'd be
The last one went to 3 and 4 because we got the 2 together.
That's right.
We got the four-wheel drive at 1, and then this one will be going to Station 2, and then last year the 2 went to 4 and 3. So it would probably come this one would go out to Morrison to Station 2,
Next time I come
and then the next one would probably come to 1 as far as rotation.
But you really just go to where the need
Yeah.
is.
Which truck needs to go
And
out?
we got rid of all the Freightliners as of now, right?
No, we got the new one.
Still got the new one, it ain't but a year old, 2 year old?
Yeah, that kind of brings up another point. We
Where's
got
it
the new
at?
one we got last year, it's at Station 3.
Okay.
We still have another International. And it's sitting at Shade Tree. And it's been out there now for probably 2 or 3 months. And I talked to Matt on Friday, and I asked him if it was about ready to bring back home. And he laughed. And he said, we'll bring it back over here anytime you want it. He said, I don't know what else to do for it. I said, was it fixed? He said, no. Doing the exact same thing it was doing. You can go out there and get in it, start it up, drive it down the road, it runs like a top, bring it back, let it sit in idle, turn it off, start it up, drive it, runs like a top. And he said, you'll go out there tomorrow and get in it and start it up, and you won't make it out of the parking lot, and it'll die 10 times before you can get to the stop sign.